A student told me that after 3 weeks of practicing this ritual, her relationship with her partner improved dramatically because she no longer woke up with anxiety and irritability. Another woman told me she began to receive business opportunities that seemed to come out of nowhere, but now she understands that her subconscious mind was seeking and attracting those opportunities. But there's something deeper that happens when you adopt this ritual, something that goes beyond external benefits, and we'll talk about that in the next point. The deepest change you experience when you adopt this night ritual isn't just in your sleep or in the external opportunities you attract, but in the fundamental relationship you have with yourself. Louise Hay used to say that most women are extremely cruel to themselves in their private thoughts, especially during quiet moments before sleep. You go to bed and your mind automatically begins to review everything you did wrong during the day, all the ways you didn't meet your own expectations, all the ways you feel you let others down. It's as if you had an internal critic that activates precisely when your conscious defense is lowering. But when you replace that critical voice with affirmations of love and acceptance, something magical happens. You begin to develop a completely new relationship with yourself. Instead of being your worst enemy, you become your best ally. Instead of going to sleep with reproaches, you go to sleep with love and compassion toward yourself. This internal transformation is the foundation of all the other changes you experience. When you truly love and respect yourself, you naturally attract people who love and respect you. When you value yourself, you naturally make decisions that are aligned with your well-being. When you trust in your worth, you naturally open yourself to receiving abundance in all its forms. Louise Hay understood that self-love isn't something that develops during the day, when you're busy with responsibilities and distractions. It develops during moments of stillness, when you're alone with yourself, when your conscious mind relaxes and your soul can speak. The night ritual becomes your sacred moment of connection with yourself. It's your daily opportunity to remind your deepest self that you are valuable, that you deserve love, that you're doing the best you can with the resources you have. Have you noticed how your energy changes when someone speaks to you with love and respect versus when someone constantly criticizes you? The same thing happens internally. When you change the way you speak to yourself, especially in those vulnerable moments before sleep, your internal energy transforms completely. A woman who practices this ritual wrote to tell me that for the first time in her life, she wakes up feeling excited about the new day. Before, mornings were a time of anxiety and resistance, but now she gets up with a sense of possibility and hope. Another student told me that the night ritual helped her heal a years-long relationship with her mother. When she began to forgive herself each night, she naturally began to forgive her mother too. When she began to affirm her own dignity, she stopped seeking constant validation from her mother and was able to relate to her from a place of love instead of need. This is the real power of the night ritual. It doesn't just improve your sleep, it transforms the way you relate to yourself and by extension to the whole world. When you become your own refuge of love and peace, you no longer need to seek that peace in external places that cut and give it to you consistently. If you feel that this message is touching something deep in your heart, leave a comment below and share with us which of these 3 affirmations resonates most with you. This way, I can get to know you better and create content that helps you specifically in your transformation process. But there's one last key I want to share with you, something that Louise Hay considered essential for these affirmations to really work in your life. The final key that makes this night ritual truly transformative is consistency combined with faith. Louise Hay used to say that affirmations aren't magic words that work instantly, but seeds that you plant in your subconscious mind and that need time and constant care to flourish. Many women start with enthusiasm, practice the affirmations for a few days, and when they don't see immediate changes, they get discouraged and abandon the practice. But here is the truth you need to understand. Your subconscious mind has been running the same thought patterns for years, maybe decades. You can't expect it to change in a week. Louise Hay recommended practicing affirmations for at least 21 consecutive days to begin to see subtle changes, and 90 days to experience a profound transformation. This isn't because affirmations are slow, but because your mind needs time to integrate new beliefs and replace the old ones. But here is the secret that most people do and understand. The changes begin from the first day, but they're so subtle that you don't notice them consciously. Your sleep becomes slightly more restorative. You wake up with a little less anxiety. You feel marginally more optimistic. These small changes accumulate day after day until one day you realize you've become a completely different person. Faith is equally important. You cut and repeat affirmations while your conscious mind is saying, "This isn't going to work," or "This is nonsense." Louise Hay explained that affirmations work best when you say them with the same conviction with which you would say your name. You don't question whether your name is real, you simply know it. In the same way, when you affirm, "I am worthy of love," you need to say it as an absolute truth, not as something you hope will be true someday. Here's the final exercise that will consolidate your practice. Every morning, upon waking, before checking your phone or thinking about the day's tasks, repeat the 3 affirmations one more time. This creates a complete cycle. You plant the seeds at night, nourish them during sleep, and activate them in the morning. Also, create a transformation journal where each week you write down 3 changes you've noticed in your life since you started the ritual. They can be subtle changes. You slept better. You felt more patient with your children. You had a more loving conversation with yourself. Recognizing these small changes strengthens your faith and accelerates the transformation process. A woman who followed this ritual for 6 months wrote to tell me that her life changed so dramatically that her friends and family began asking her what she had done differently. She had lost weight without dieting, had improved her relationship with her partner without couples therapy, had received a promotion at work without actively seeking it. All this happened because she changed the fundamental programming of her subconscious mind. Do you understand now why Louise Hay considered the night ritual as the most important practice for personal transformation? It's not just a relaxation technique, it is a powerful tool for rewriting the story you tell yourself about yourself and about what's possible in your life. When you master this ritual, when you make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, you become the conscious architect of your own reality. You're no longer a victim of unconscious thought patterns that were programmed in your childhood. You become a woman who consciously chooses her thoughts, her beliefs, and therefore her life experience. The night ritual I've shared with you today isn't just about sleeping better, although that will happen. It's about reclaiming your personal power, about becoming the woman you've always had the potential to be, about creating a life that reflects your worth and your inherent magnificence. Louise Hay used to say that every woman has within herself everything she needs to be happy, abundant, and fulfilled. The problem is that this inner wisdom is being constantly silenced by external noise and by the negative thought patterns we've adopted. The night ritual is your daily opportunity to connect with that wisdom, to nurture that part of you that knows exactly who you are and what you're capable of. If you've made it this far, it means that there's something within you that's ready for this change. Your soul is calling you to a fuller, more authentic life, more aligned with your true self. That call isn't coincidence. It's your inner wisdom telling you that it's time to prioritize your emotional and spiritual well-being. The power to transform your life is literally in your hands, or more precisely, in the words you choose to say to yourself before sleeping each night. These 3 affirmations I've shared with you are the keys that can open the door to a new reality, but you have to use those keys consistently. Your challenge starting today is this: for the next 21 days, without exception, practice the complete night ritual. It doesn't matter how tired you feel. It doesn't matter how late it is. It doesn't matter if you're traveling or if your routine gets interrupted. These 21 days are your commitment to yourself, your investment in the woman you want to become. And I want you to do something else. Leave a comment below with these exact words: I choose to love myself unconditionally, and I trust that I deserve a full and abundant life. My transformation begins tonight. When you write these words publicly, you're making a commitment not just to yourself, but to the entire community of women who are on the same journey of transformation. Your comment doesn't just help me know that this message reached your heart, but it also inspires other women who are reading the comments and who maybe need to see that they're not alone in this process. Share this video with a woman you know who needs to hear these words. It could be your sister, your mother, your best friend, or simply a woman in your life who you know is going through a difficult time. When we share transformation tools, we multiply their power. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive notifications of all new videos, because every week I share practical tools based on Louise Hay's teachings to help you create the life you deserve. Remember that your transformation isn't just a gift for you, it's a gift for the world. When you become a woman who loves herself, respects herself, and lives from her personal power, you inspire other women to do the same. You become a living example of what is possible when a woman decides to prioritize her emotional and spiritual well-being. Tonight, when you go to bed, remember that you're not simply going to sleep. You're entering a sacred space of transformation. You're planting seeds of a new reality. You're consciously choosing to become the woman you've always had the potential to be. May your dreams be filled with peace. May your rest be restorative. And may you wake up tomorrow feeling more connected to yourself and more excited about the infinite possibilities that await you. Your new life begins tonight.
Did you know that Louise Hay discovered that the last words you say before going to sleep determine the quality of your rest and your awakening? If you change those 3 affirmations I'm going to teach you tonight, tomorrow you'll wake up as a completely different version of yourself. Most women go to sleep with their minds full of worries, reviewing the day's mistakes, anticipating tomorrow's problems, or simply letting exhaustion overcome them without any conscious ritual. But there's an abysmal difference between falling asleep and truly resting. Louise Hay understood that the moment before sleep is the most powerful time to reprogram your subconscious mind, because that's when your mind is most receptive and open to new beliefs. The problem is that nobody taught you how to close the day correctly. They taught you to brush your teeth, to put on your pajamas, but nobody explained that your mind also needs specific preparation for rest. And this is where your transformation begins. When you learn to use the correct affirmations before sleeping, you don't just improve your sleep, you literally rewrite the mental patterns that have been sabotaging your inner peace. Louise Hay used to say that sleep is the moment when your subconscious mind processes everything you've experienced during the day, and if you don't give it clear directions, it will process the chaos, fear, and anxiety you accumulated. But when you give it specific instructions through powerful affirmations, your subconscious mind works all night, healing emotional wounds, releasing tensions, and preparing you for a new day full of possibilities. Whatever happened to you that there are nights when you toss and turn in bed, your mind, whoa, and stop thinking, and when you finally manage to sleep, you wake up more tired than when you went to bed? That happens because your mind didn't have the opportunity to properly process the day's emotions. You need to close emotional cycles before sleeping, and affirmations are the most powerful tool to do it. The first step to transforming your nights is understanding that your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between reality and imagination. Everything you repeat to it with conviction becomes your new reality. Louise Hay discovered that if you go to sleep repeating thoughts of love toward yourself, your body and mind regenerate in a completely different way during the night. The first affirmation you need to integrate into your night ritual is this: my body regenerates while I sleep, and I wake up renewed and full of energy. This affirmation isn't just a pretty phrase, it's a direct instruction to your nervous system to activate healing processes during sleep. Louise Hay explained that when you give your mind a clear and positive instruction before sleeping, your body literally begins to work more efficiently. Your muscles relax more deeply, your immune system strengthens, and your mind processes the day's emotions without you waking up exhausted. Here's a practical exercise for this first affirmation. Before closing your eyes, place one hand on your heart and another on your abdomen. Breathe deeply 3 times and repeat this affirmation out loud 5 times. Feel how each word penetrates your body. Visualize how each cell in your body receives this instruction for regeneration and healing. Many women have told me that after a week of practicing this affirmation, they began to wake up naturally earlier, without an alarm, feeling truly rested for the first time in years. Why? Because they finally gave their body the correct instruction to work during the night. But this is just the beginning. There's something deeper you need to understand about the power of nighttime affirmations, and we'll talk about that in the next point. The second transformation you need to make in your night ritual has to do with forgiveness. Louise Hay always said that it's impossible to have inner peace if you go to sleep carrying resentments, guilt, or anger from the day. These heavy feelings stay in your nervous system and prevent you from truly resting. The second affirmation that will change your life is, I completely forgive myself for everything I could have done better today, and I send love to all the people I encountered on my path. This affirmation is revolutionary because it does 2 powerful things. It releases the guilt you carry about yourself and cleanses your energy of any emotional conflict you had during the day. Think about this. How many times have you gone to sleep reproaching yourself for something you said, something you didn't do, a decision you made, or an opportunity you missed? That constant self-criticism not only ruins your sleep, but programs your subconscious mind to repeat the same self-sabotage patterns tomorrow. Louise Hay understood that forgiveness isn't just for others, but mainly for yourself. When you forgive yourself before sleeping, you give your mind permission to let go of the day and start fresh tomorrow. It's like erasing a blackboard full of mistakes and giving your soul a new opportunity. But forgiveness toward others is also crucial. When you go to sleep harboring resentment toward someone, your subconscious mind spends the whole night processing that negative energy. You wake up with that emotional heaviness, and without realizing it, you project that energy into your new day. Here's the exercise to integrate this affirmation. Before sleeping, do a mental review of the people you interacted with during the day. If there's someone toward whom you feel some kind of annoyance or resentment, Visualize that you're sending them light and love. You don't need to justify their behavior. You simply release that energy from your system. Then, place both hands on your chest and repeat the affirmation 5 times. I completely forgive myself for everything I could have done better today. And I send love to all the people I encountered on my path. Feel how each word releases an emotional burden from your heart. One of my students told me that after practicing this affirmation for 2 weeks, she stopped waking up with morning anxiety. For the first time in years, her mornings began with a sense of calm and hope instead of worry and overwhelm. Do you realize the power this has? It's not just about sleeping better, it's about completely changing the quality of your emotional life. And we'll talk about that in the next point. The third affirmation is the most powerful of all, because it connects directly with your self-esteem and your ability to attract positive experiences to your life. Louise Hay used to say that the relationship you have with yourself is the foundation of all other relationships in your life, and that this relationship is strengthened mainly during moments of stillness, especially before sleep. The third affirmation that will transform your life is, I am worthy of love, abundance, and happiness, and I trust that the universe brings me exactly what I need. This affirmation works directly with your sense of personal worth and your ability to receive blessings in your life. Here is the problem most women face. We've been conditioned to believe that we do undeserved good things unless we earn them through sacrifice, perfection, or pleasing others. We go to sleep feeling that we didn't do enough, that we're not enough, that we don't deserve to rest until everything is perfect. Louise Hay understood that this belief of unworthiness is the root of most of our emotional problems. When you don't feel worthy of love and abundance, your subconscious mind works to confirm that belief, sabotaging opportunities, pushing away love, and creating situations that reinforce your sense of lack. But when you go to sleep affirming your dignity and worth, your subconscious mind begins to look for evidence that you deserve good things. You start to notice opportunities you didn't see before. You attract people who value you, and you make decisions that are aligned with your well-being. This affirmation also includes trust in the universe, which is fundamental for inner peace. When you trust that life is bringing you exactly what you need for your growth, you can let go of the need to control everything and simply flow with the experiences that come. The exercise for this affirmation is especially powerful. Before sleeping, sit on your bed with your back straight and your hands in your lap. Close your eyes and connect with your breathing. Then, repeat the affirmation 10 times, but do it this way. Say each word with intention and feel how it resonates in your body. When you say, I am worthy, feel how those words awaken something deep in your chest. When you say of love, allow your heart to expand. When you say abundance and happiness, visualize how these qualities manifest in your life. And when you say, I trust that the universe brings me exactly what I need, feel how your body completely relaxes. A woman who implemented this practice wrote to tell me that after a month of using this affirmation, she received a job offer she had been waiting for 2 years, met a wonderful man who treats her with the respect she deserves. And for the first time in her life, she feels completely comfortable with who she is. If this content is resonating with you, give this video a like and share it with a woman you know who needs to hear these words. This way you help me reach more people who are looking to transform their lives. But what happens when you combine these 3 affirmations into a complete night ritual? That's where the real magic happens, and we'll talk about that in the next point. When you integrate these 3 affirmations into a complete night ritual, you're not just improving your sleep, you're literally reprogramming your subconscious mind to create a new reality. Louise Hay understood that the constant repetition of positive thoughts before sleep is the most effective way to change limiting beliefs that have been sabotaging your life for years. But here's the secret that most people do and understand. The night ritual isn't just about the affirmations. It's about creating a sacred space for your transformation. It's about honoring that moment of transition between consciousness and sleep as an opportunity to connect with your inner wisdom. The complete ritual begins 30 minutes before sleep. First, disconnect from all screens. The blue light from devices interrupts the natural production of melatonin and keeps your mind in an alert state. Instead, light a candle or use a dim, warm light. Then, take a warm bath or shower while mentally repeating, I wash away all the energies of the day that do unbelong to me. Visualize how the water carries away all the worries, tensions, and heavy emotions that aren't yours. Afterward, sit on your bed in comfortable clothes and begin with the first affirmation. My body regenerates while I sleep. I wake up renewed and full of energy. Repeat it 5 times while placing your hands on different parts of your body. First on your heart, then on your abdomen, then on your forehead, your shoulders, and finally on your legs. Continue with the second affirmation. I completely forgive myself for everything I could have done better today. And I send love to all the people I encountered on my path. Repeat it 5 times while visualizing a golden light coming from your heart and filling the entire room. End with the third affirmation. I am worthy of love, abundance, and happiness, and I trust that the universe brings me exactly what I need. Repeat it 10 times while feeling how each word anchors deeply in your being. Finally, before lying down, say out loud, thank you for this day and for all the blessings that are coming to my life. Gratitude is the seal that closes this sacred ritual. Do you know what happens when you do this consistently for 21 days? Your subconscious mind begins to work automatically to manifest the realities you're affirming. You start to wake up with creative ideas, with solutions to problems that had been worrying you, with a sense of purpose and direction you didn't have before.